Hello friends, in last lecture I discussed with you about some types of freedoms given in Right to Freedom. Now I am explaining about it and some important point related to it. Rights included in the right of freedom are almost important for our complete development of personality and for our actual freedom for our healthy lifestyle. Any individual cannot exercise this freedom irresponsibly, means we have freedom but in limits. The state can control and limit the freedom if they feel for the peace and security of the society it is required. In constitution it is mentioned that how the rights could be exercised, means there are rights but on rights certain limitations we have and we have to follow these limitations. Indian citizens have been given freedom of speech and expression, and it is verbally, through the gesture, and exercising in reality. Rights are unlimited and unrestrained in manner, but certain control and limitation have been imposed in constitution that for unity and integrity, safety of the state, amicable relation with the foreign nations, amicable means balanced relation with the foreign nations, public management, public peace, compromise, safety of the life, morality, discipline, contempt of court, means any order is passed by court and we not ready to accept, it is not allowed. Defamation means spoil someone's character. Provoking violence means increase the violence by the words or the behavior. So these are limitations. I clearly re-explain the words of the limitation given in rights of freedom that cannot be disallowed. I repeat, state can put control through law and order for maintaining unity of the nation, integrity of nation, safety for the state, amicable relation with the foreign nation, public management and public peace, compromise and safety, morality, discipline, contempt of court, defamation, provocation for the violence, for any crime. So these are limitations, and every person has to be in limit regarding these limitations. It is authority of judiciary. Judiciary means court. It is authority of court whether limitations are appropriate or inappropriate. It means court will decide about the limitation. No person is allowed. The purpose behind the freedom of press through ideas and opinion put forth for public welfare has not been separately mentioned. I repeat, purpose behind the freedom of press means why the freedom of press is given. Ideas and opinion put is required to put for the public welfare is necessary, but this opinion should not beyond the limit of constitution or safety and peace in the nation, right? Nothing is more than constitution and nation. Remember first. In 2009, there is one addition has been done in freedom: free and compulsory primary education for every children in India between 6 years to 14 years. Okay. Remember, this is the right to education is included, right? Remember, it is part of cultural and educational right, but is described here, so I explained. Okay. If a person is not convicted for crime, convicted means not punished or declared as a criminal, then he cannot be sentenced to punish. He cannot be sent in the jail. Any person cannot be punished more than one time for the specific crime. Cannot be given punishment more than once. Cannot be given punishment multiple times for same conviction. Okay, but here I want to indicate one point. If there are more than one type of crime are included in one crime, as rape with the female person is the one crime, threaten him to do the rape, then again the rape is done, so two crimes. Threatening is the crime, doing the rape is the crime, then to do robbery with him is also done, so it is a crime. Encroach him in one room, so the fourth crime is done, and lastly kill her. So here you understand, a lady is being encroached, put in one room, then threaten him, then the rape is done, and lastly robbed her, and fifth one is, the last crime is kill her. So the 5 different acts have been done in single act of the killing of the lady. So here the 5 different crimes, so it is possible that for every different section the criminal will be punished, but for the same crime one single punishment is given, so the second punishment is not allowed. Okay. Another consideration of the freedom: no individual can be deprived of his life. Means nobody can take anybody's life anyhow. Nobody can restrain anybody's liberty. Means put him in a one room. It is a restriction on the liberty to freely move, except by the procedure of law. Means a person to send in the custody, in the jail or in the lockup is a part of the procedure of law. So it is not a breach. Here the law, freedom is not being broken. His right is not being taken back from him. No one can arrest without being told the ground for such arrest. Means before arresting a person, policeman has to tell him why he is being arrested. If the arrest is done, the person has right to defend himself by a law or by law of his choice or by himself own. You have seen in the Rustam movie, the person is killed, then he surrendered himself to the police, then he wanted to defend himself by his own capacity without using the advocate, right? So here everything is clear. The freedom is there, the relaxation is there, but how you use your relaxation is also important. An arrested person is right to brought before nearest court or magistrate within 24 hours of his arrest. So sometimes we see that police take a person but not shown on the register as the arrested one, and later when he will be arrested, then the law will start 24 hours. This is happening right now. Without the permission of any individual, no one can kept under the custody. Means before he is being taken in the custody, he will be informed, and forcibly or selfly he will be brought in the custody as per the law. As per the Prohibition Act, person under arrest will not be applicable aforesaid matter. Means here there is a limitation. If the law is being imposed, Prohibition Act, not to do this and that is called prohibition. Such act if is implemented, then the person cannot be used the freedom. Okay, one another restriction on the freedom is preventive detention. This is a 2 marks question. Understand? If the state anticipate any criminal deed or activity from the person, then as a precautionary measure, that person can be detained. Detained means taken in the custody by the state under an Preventive Detention Act. I repeat, if the state anticipate any criminal deed, want to stop the criminal deed or activity from any person, if the state has a fear that he will do this, then to stop him as a precautionary measure, means before he do the same wrong act, he will be stopped by detaining by state under the preventive detention. This is the restriction in the right of freedom. The purpose of this act is not to punish or convict, but to stop him from doing any criminal act. उसको गलत करने से रोकना. अगर पुलिस को ऐसा लगता है तो against the state, society or any individual, if he is doing the same wrong act, is the presumption that he will do against the state or the society or any individual person, police has right to stop him. Under this act, a person can be detained, but not more than 3 months, 90 days, not more than that. Within this period, the detention order can be cancelled on basis of opinion of judges of Supreme Court or members of the advisory board of the state, which has been formed to looking after such cases. It means the state will have power to decide the term of detention, up to what time he will be restrained. It will be decided by court. Remember this line. Okay. Next one is right against exploitation. Means the main objective of the Constitution is to see that any person does not suffer any exploitation. Exploitation means what? Get work done from any person without his willingness, forcibly. Second, by paying him less amount as being decided. Third, in any situation he is being brought, that he cannot be go away and is bound to do. This all situation is called exploitation. And in the constitution, the objective of this right is to stop human trafficking. In many times we can see that the persons are being brought to the one place to another place by taken, kidnapping and whatever may be. It is called human trafficking and being sold. Druggery, slavery, forced labor. These all things. Forced labor means only 2 times food will be given and forcibly is bound to do the work. He will not be allowed to go outside. It is called forced labor. These all things are banned under this right against exploitation. Imposition of the slavery is also against right. Work without pay is also considered. Old druggery system, to carry the waste on the head by seeing the society, is called druggery. To take work from any person without paying them or paying them less than minimum wages. Paying them less than minimum wages is also not allowed. Forced or imposed labor is also not allowed. See, all these things are considered as punishable act according to our constitution. Remember this. If any child below the 14 years age and starts by 6 years, or anyhow below the 14 years age, any person is being bound to do the work in factory, any kind of the factory work is not allowed. In mines, mining work, any dangerous profession to the life, or in garage, in a hotel, means simply I want to say below 14 years age, any child cannot be brought to do the work or the domestic work at the home also, not allowed. He has a right to take the education. Even his parents is sending that child to do such work, their parents are also punishable. And the person who hired that child, that person who is hiring, that the person who is hiring is also considered to be punishable person. Means under the Prohibition of Child Labor Act, all these activities are coming as punishable offense. Remember this line. So here I want to indicate one exception. Exception means not included in right. Mandatory services for the public welfare, for the military service, without looking to the religion, gender, class, caste. If government need or the state need, administration need from the people, with or without remuneration, they are bound to do the work. So here, for safety of the life of people, if during the war, if any person is being sent to the boundary of the nation, land boundary, he will be sent. So here he has no option. Here I am not saying that as like the China, that by the childhood the child has to send to the military camps. No. But if the time needs, the person has to go. Nobody can stop him. And he will be allowed to go there. Right? So here I discussed with you two different rights. First I concluded right to freedom. Then I completed explanation about right against exploitation. Now the next one is right to freedom of religion. Very important right these days, because in India we see the crossing the limits of freedom of rights about religion. So we have to understand. Let's discuss. Any citizen of India can follow any religion of choice, can promote the religion is mentioned in the provision of Constitution of India. Person can follow the right of his choice, follow the religion, here the right to follow the religion of his choice. Second, can promote the same, means the same religion he can promote, is mentioned in provision of a right of freedom of religion in Constitution. But some limitations are there, that on basis of freedom of public administration, the use of this right is in limit. On the morality, the use of this right is in limit. On the health purpose of the society, the use of this right is in limit. The religious gatherings, the religious offerings and religious prayers are not included in this. Means any person is right to do the religious gatherings, prayers and offerings. But any such religious gatherings or prayers may not or must not harm society and peace of the society. The other religions, people, life. Your gathering should not create problem is required. The state does not have any religion because our country is considered to be secular state. Not run, our administration of the country is not run as per principle of any religion or sect. As being a secular nation, the state cannot interfere in religious matters and religious beliefs. But religious beliefs and religious matter, if harm to the safety of the nation, then your religious belief is dangerous and it cannot be allowed. The state cannot use fund collected through public taxes, cannot use for the benefit or development of any religion. Means government tax cannot be used for development of any one religion. Here, the additional fund can be developed, but cannot be used. Public taxes can be used here. The educational institution run by the government cannot give or impart religious education and cannot compel student of any other religion to participate in any religious prayer also. It is choice of a person to attend or not, right? So some restrictions are not discussed but can be required to impose if the problem of safety comes, that I have already earlier told in explanation of this right. This is the fourth one which I have discussed here. Now the fifth one is cultural and educational right. People of various religions, languages and cultures live in India. They have a right to preserve their language, their script, their cultural identity, their ethnicity. Any educational institution run by government grant cannot deny, deny means not allow, admission is not possible on a ground of religion, caste, creed, language or any reason. If any individual appeals to vote on a ground of religion, caste and language, it is considered to be illegal act. In constitution it is said to be malpractice. Malpractice means illegal act as per article of Constitution of India 123 in bracket 3. Any of the state can frame a law and provide right to its citizen to form and manage any of the educational institute based on cultural and linguistic minority. I repeat, any of the state means there are 29 states of India, out of anyone can frame a law and provide right to its citizen to form means to establish and manage their own educational institute based on cultural minority means minority based on religion, or linguistic minority means minority based on language speaking. Hindi is the major language is being spoken in all over India. Then everyone other language is considered to be minority language. And in religion, Hindu is the majority religion, so other religions are considered to be minority religion. The state shall not divide or discriminate in giving educational grant. Means no one is allowed to divide the person in giving educational grant. Everyone is allowed to take the grant. Educational scholarship means financial support for the education from the state fund to any linguistic or religious minority institution. Means if any religious group run the educational institution, they can take the grant, but here they cannot do the religious use of that grant. If they want to do the religious use, they have to create their own fund, but the grant will be used for the other educational purpose which are being allowed by the government. If the state desire to take over or confiscate property of minority, confiscate means take the property of minority, if the government want to do, then it can do so after giving proper returns. Return means the money. Here the money can be given and the property of the minority can be taken if it is required. Minority means the minority person is not to be said, minority institution I want to say. In this way, the important provision in the context of educational institution means here I was talking about the educational institution is included in the right of freedom of education under cultural and educational right, okay, under the Constitution of India. Okay my friends, so here I discussed the another point. So the second is completed today, third is discussed, fourth is discussed and fifth is discussed. Okay my friends.